Hi, and welcome to another episode of SMECO Connects. I'm your host, Sonja Cox, and I'm joined by my co-host, Tom Dennison.
Great to be here again, and what an honor we have today. We have two distinguished members of our safety department, and it's really nice to talk to my good friend Blaise here to my right. We can talk about work stuff rather than hunting, fishing, and all of the other things that he is expert at in the field. So, but it's also a great thing to talk to him about safety and public safety for our viewers out there. So if you guys don't mind, just kind of introduce yourselves, how long you've been at SMECO, and kind of what your job titles are.
Okay, my name is Blaise Higgs. I'm a safety training and testing manager with the safety department. I've been with the company for just about 35 years. Started here as a temporary laborer and moved my way through the apprentice lineman's training program, and then progressed on through the company.
Awesome.
Great. My name is Joe Patterson. Been here pretty much the same time Blaise, a little over 35 years. Like him, I started on the tree truck back in the day with a grumpy old guy, and he was tough. He was a tough guy. Worked like him through the lineman program. Ran line crews here for years and years, and then, not that you get tired of doing something, but I want to learn something new. So I went into our substation transmission department for a good while, so I could learn something else, kind of become more of a broad spectrum knowledge of the system. And then I'm a recent transplant to the safety department. I'm the newest member of the safety department.
And you were in ops for a while too, right?
I was in operations as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think given your background, like coming from the line crew, it gives you a good perspective on safety.
Sure.
And I'm sure it helps add to your current job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, plus, being in operations, you get kind of the inside look at it and
Right.
the outside look at it.
Yeah. Yep. I do get calls from operations from time to time. We just had one recently where we have to discuss the ways things are done in the field. So sometimes it is helpful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
You want to go or?
You can.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest challenges that we face as SMECO employees is when people just kind of come up to us and say, what do we do about this situation? And I think of something like I'm talking to my teenage daughter, and they're driving, and heaven forbid they hit a utility pole or someone else hits a utility pole, and there's lines on the ground. Walk us through what you tell people on what they should do, who do they call, and kind of the best safety process to go through, because I think that's one of the most common things that people will encounter.
You want me to try it?
You can do it. I can do it. Yeah. However you want to do it.
Well, first off, when you're speaking with someone in the public, you don't want to speak over their head, but you also want to give them just enough information to get the basic knowledge of it. If you speak over their head, they're not going to pay any attention to you. But if you get too far in depth, some folks, especially, hate to say it, our first responders, think that they've learned something over and above their capabilities.
Okay.
And that could create problems in the future for them. So you don't want them doing anything. You want them to call our number, get a hold of somebody in operations or the call center, and have someone who's trained and qualified to do whatever they need to do on the scene, come out and just make sure
Make sure the
safe.
place is safe. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep, I agree with what Blaise said. And in addition to that, the biggest thing is that they know not to touch any down power lines. Consider any line is energized, because they don't know. You can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't tell what's going on. Leave it to the professionals. Have them call SMECO 911. They'll reach out to SMECO, and our guys will come out there and assess it, make it safe for the people in the accident, vehicle scene, whatever it may be. They'll make it safe.
Stay in the car.
So
Absolutely.
100%. If there's a line down in your vehicle, stay on the car unless it's one of two things. It's on fire, or there's gasoline spilled somewhere and you need to bail out. Have you been in one of those situations? We ask that you open the door, jump clear of the vehicle, shuffle with both feet, never leaving the ground, to about 35 feet away or further, because of any potential step potential or danger from the down power line.
And we go over all that with the first responders in every hotline demo that we do. We tell them what step potential is, explain all that to them, so they get a full understanding. And we actually teach them to coach whoever the victim may be to do the steps that we give them in order to clear themselves of the scene.
So you don't want your you don't want 1 foot still in the car and then 1 foot on the ground.
No, that's a difference of potential. That would
Right.
be potentially dangerous for you.
Anytime you jump between two different sets of potential, two different levels of potential, then those are going to try to equal themselves out. And whatever the difference in the potential is the amount of basically voltage that you're going to have travel through your body.
Yeah, when you talk about schooling up the first responders, what's that process like? Do you schedule times with each volunteer or professional, the paid EMS folks? Do you go in there, walk them through all this stuff like on a yearly basis? How does that work?
Well, they are instructed to contact me directly.
Okay.
I've rounded up our hotline demo. Joe helps a lot with that. And they contact me, and I schedule them for a hotline demonstration at either of the firehouses or sheriff's departments. Wherever they need us, we'll go. And we go in there and put on a hotline demonstration that shows them from start to finish an outage scenario, goes over accident scenes, what they need to look out for, and they just schedule it with us, and we will teach them what they need to know to stay safe.
You did the hotline demo quite a bit, right?
Yes, we've done probably more this year than we have in the last 2 years combined already.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And just so people know what the hotline is, it's a trailer with utility poles on either end, and
Yes.
so
It's a scaled down version of our distribution system.
Okay.
excellent. So it's a real life scenario. I think that I know when we do demonstrations for elected officials or school groups or whatever, it's a big hit,
Yeah.
but it's also a very educational device. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just going to kind of echo a little bit on what Blaise was saying. We do it quite often. Last night we did one for the St. Leonard Volunteer Fire Department. Blaise has one this evening that he's going to do. But it is very educational because not only do they get to see what happens when lines are down, but we also make them familiar with what our equipment is, what it does, why your lights are blinking. It's very educational, and it's I think a big help for the general public to have an idea of what our guys are doing, how they respond to the down wires, down outages, problems, how they just go through the whole scenario with everyone in there and take questions, and everyone's really receptive. So I think it's a great thing for public safety in general.
Absolutely.
So sometimes we have dig-ins. That's
Yep.
how we refer to
Sure.
them.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that from a safety perspective.
First off, we teach them to call 811, our misutility number, the Maryland misutility number. We teach them about how misutility is a free service to them, doesn't cost them anything, and it's for their safety, and it also protects our system. As far as dig-ins go, they do occur, obviously, and when we do have a dig-in, hopefully whoever the individual was who dug into our cable is okay, and our line crews arrive on scene, and they go ahead and assess the situation and make sure that they isolate everything, de-energize the entire surrounding area, any cable in that area, and then we perform our investigation from there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's important to note when we have one of those dig-ins, you could have so many people impacted by that. And it's not just, when you're planting a tree or putting in a drain or something, forget about the the safety aspect of it, but also the impact elsewhere on the system. And I think people should realize that and use that 811 feature.
Absolutely.
It's very simple, and we'll come out and mark the lines and be done with it.
Absolutely.
In truth, it's a pretty much a daily occurrence that you'll get from across the desk, another hit cable, and it's very common nowadays, unfortunately. But like Blaise summed it up very well, we do our best to educate the public and make sure everyone calls misutility. That's the biggest thing to do.
And do you guys have to go out for every one of those? Somebody from safety,
Typically, we will. it depends on the circumstances. A lot of times, somebody in a backhoe or some kind of machinery will hit our cable. That's not so important for us to go out there unless we're called to. We do teach like public works in each of the counties. We do hotline demos for them, and we will. And I also I help out with the Maryland Damage Prevention Committee.
Oh, right.
And teach them to stay on the machine if they do contact a cable. It's not going to hurt them. Basically, they're isolated if they're sitting on the machine. So we go over all that with them as well.
Okay. How about car accidents? Do you show up at those or?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, quite frequently for those.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And with you all having your lineman background, you're going to know if the area is safe to determine and help allow the first responders to go in there and start doing what they need to do in the police and making
Yes.
sure they can get traffic flowing again, those types of things.
Yes, it's hard to tell a first responder that they have to basically stand back and wait for our guys to get there. But I basically tell them in our hotline demos, again, I hate to keep referring to the hotline demos, but it's just like a drowning victim. If somebody is in the water and they can't swim, you don't want to jump in there with them because you could potentially become a victim as well. Try to stand back from a distance and coach from a safe place. We basically tell them to assess the scene, keep everybody out until our professionals arrive, and make everything safe for them to approach.
Yeah, and Sonja, we're right now in the middle of summer, and we have thunderstorms that roll through here. What is your message to folks who may have a service line that comes from the road and is still above ground to their house, may be blown off in wind or a tree takes it down, or there's lines down on the ground from damage from a thunderstorm? What's your message to folks about that situation?
That's probably the easiest one. Just assume that everything is energized, keep clear, call SMECO, and we'll come out and take a look at it. We'll verify that it's dead, make sure that it's safe. If it's pulled a wire off their house, we'll get it installed back on their house and get them re-energized as quick as possible. Just consider everything as energized. That's what we tell people.
Gotcha.
You just never know until a trained expert's
'Cause
there.
You can't look at it and tell. You
Yeah.
can't smell it. And it's not going to make any crazy noise sometimes. You don't know. So we just say consider it as energized. Keep yourself at least 35 feet away and just call SMECO.
Especially those who don't go through the level of training that our linemen go through. They don't know what they're looking at. It's just, it could be cable TV, it could be telephone, or it could be
Exactly.
one of our cables.
Right.
So no matter what, just consider it an energized conductor and don't approach it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Instructions.
That's the simplest thing.
Yeah.
Just consider it energized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, there was an incident I believe it was in Waldorf
Yeah.
with the tree trimmer.
Yes.
And they didn't contact us ahead of time, right?
They did not. No, we responded to that in Waldorf, and I hate to say that could have been avoided, but that really could have been avoided had they have contacted us. For one, the proximity was way too close for any individual to climb that tree. So there was preventative measures. In all honesty, could have prevented that catastrophic event from happening. We work with tree companies. We work with Penline. If something needs to be covered up, we cover it up. We make it safe. If it's too close, we'll de-energize something.
Right.
So, reach out to us, let us know, and we'll have some of our guys come out and take a look at it. We do that all the time, not just for trees. I mean, if someone's to give you an example, got a call about 3 weeks ago over in Prince Frederick. They're putting a new intersection in. So they're taking one of those giant galvanized traffic poles, and they were going to set it right underneath one of our lines. So not only are we reactive, but we're proactive. One of the servicemen called me, Scott Cox, a longtime serviceman, said, "Hey, Joe, can you get over here? They're about to set this big steel pole right underneath one of our lines." So we get over there, we investigate. Robbie Abel, new foreman, get a hold of him, we get crews over there, and we covered up very well for him. We put the reclosure on single shot for him, make it safe. But we're not just reactive, we're proactive. So when we see something, we go out there and we make it safe for the general public.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I think that people know that they can call us if they see a tree that boy, I'd like to take that down, but let's call SMECO. Let's make sure.
Yep.
And I think seeing, gentlemen of these caliber, who can come out and respond and take a look at things and help give advice and is a really nice assurance, I think, to the public. So what are other like key things do you all do on a daily basis that you'd like to share with folks about safety? What you all do? Is it, I know it's a everyday thing that you got to preach. So I'm sure you're providing lessons internally here at SMECO and externally. So are there any other things that you always kind of harp on with people?
Go for it, Jeff.
It's nonstop. If I'm being honest, you can't walk down the hall or walk through our construction base or go to a job site without being asked a million questions. Can we do this? Can we do this? Why can't we do this? So it's a constant, I don't want to say a struggle or a battle, but it's a constant involvement working with our crews and the general public about ways to keep people safe and keep our crews safe. I can't say one thing. I think it's everything, all encompassing.
PPE's got to be a big one, right?
Sure.
Yes. And just to piggyback just for a second before I get on the PPE,
Yeah.
we want them to have those conversations with us. We want them to come ask us questions and have that dialogue. That's the only way that they're going to learn. And if they're unsure of something, hey, it doesn't hurt to ask. I'd rather you ask what you may consider a stupid question, but no question's stupid. In the
Save a
world.
life, right?
Exactly. As far as PPE, that's a huge part of what we do. Not only PPE, but
So PPE, just for those who might not know.
I'm sorry, personal protective equipment, such as everything that a lineman wears to do his job, or anybody at SMECO really. Even if you're changing a light bulb, gloves, glasses, hard hats, all of the above. But some of the equipment also outside of the personal protective equipment would be we just finished testing hot sticks. They're fiberglass sticks that our linemen use to lift clamps, to close cutout doors and so forth. Those sticks are tested at 37,000 volts per 6 inches. Every single stick in the company gets tested once per year.
Okay.
Guards, they get tested once per year as well. Our line guards that the linemen use when they go up to work overhead lines. They're plastic guards that are tested at 20,000 volts.
Are those the orange covers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We have the hard plastic covers, and also they come in hose form as well. We call them line hoses.
Okay.
And they just link together, and you can link as many as you need in order to get an area that's suitable for how many workers you have in that area and so forth to have sufficient cover.
And the buckets are tested too, right?
The buckets are the bucket liner, as well as the boom on the truck. Anything that's fiberglass on the boom gets tested at 100,000 volts per foot.
And that's all done annually?
Yeah, actually we do our buckets and our liners semi-annually.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of testing that goes on.
Yes.
A whole lot of testing. A whole lot. We just did AEDs as well as fire extinguishers and rubber gloves and sleeves. They're tested more frequently than that. So there's a whole lot of testing. The cycle just keeps going.
Yeah, rubber gloves and sleeves are tested every 2 months, and they are tested at 20,000 volts, and they have a working rating of 17,000 volts.
Yep.
And that's what the line workers have to wear when they're.
Yes.
Working.
Yes,
Run any
yes,
energized
ma'am.
voltage. Yep.
I remember I started going out into the field to visit job sites and stuff when I took over. I went out a couple times before I got this job, but I always find it fascinating to watch them work. And I think the first time I heard one of them say headache, I'm like, what?
You saw
Somebody dropped something.
Somebody dropped something.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
It's like saying 4 when you're playing golf.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
You learn lineman lingo
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah. And they all have the same lingo. Like going to the rodeo,
Yeah.
even linemen from other utilities use the same terminology.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I found that fascinating.
Do you all find that during like hot periods of time, like we've just had this past week, we've had temperatures approaching 100 degrees. From a PPE standpoint, do you see any trends with some of the guys who may not want to use the gloves or use certain things, or I mean, what's kind of your message in that hot weather to stress, I guess?
Well, we certainly hope that they don't have that mentality. Anytime you're in an energized zone, you need to have your PPE on. I know it's horrible when you have to wear not only FR clothing, but you're wearing rubber goods from your shoulders down to your fingertips. And Joe can tell you, you don't even have to do work. You can sit out in the sun and it'll just bake you.
Yeah.
And hydration is a big factor. We tell our guys, we preach to our guys, please, make sure you're hydrated, take frequent breaks. We don't try to push them too hard when it's very hot like that, because you can really, it can be detrimental to someone's health.
Well, yeah, and then if you're really dehydrated, you're not thinking right.
Right, exactly.
And you don't want to be working in an energized environment if you're not, in tip-top shape.
Right, exactly.
It's definitely dangerous. 100% dangerous.
So what pieces of advice would you give to maybe somebody who's looking to either get into line work or maybe get into, safety? What would you kind of coach somebody, or whether they're a high school person or, maybe somebody looking to change careers and maybe get into the utility business? What would you guys recommend?
For me, I think you need to put a little bit of research and effort into it, because this is a 24/7 business, 365. And people don't really realize that when they take this job, because the phone rings, Christmas, birthdays, Easter, doesn't matter. The phone rings. And people don't realize that. And our young linemen that get here, they're working, but these phone is ringing. These kids have no idea until they get here how demanding this job is. That's one of the biggest things, but I'd say do your research, because it's a tough job and it's not for everyone. This is a complete life changer, and it's a tough job for these guys to do day in and day out. So I'd say if they're going to do anything, do your research, look around, talk to people, see what linemen do. That's another thing. They do this for the young guys or the apprentices that are trying to get here. They do a field day, which I think is a great idea, because most of them really don't know what they do. So they have a sample area set up of kind of this little small snapshot of what we do. And they give them the opportunity to try that. They even hook them up to a harness, let them try to climb a pole. If you're afraid of heights, obviously this is not going to be for you. So it's a great idea what they do out in the field here, because this is a tough job. And if these guys can't handle these basic tasks, in truth, it's not really a job for them. So do your research, and if you're interested, when they have these opportunities come up and they have these field days, everyone can come out and check it out and give it a try for themselves. That's probably the biggest advice. Come try it, see how you like it first, and see how that goes, because it might change your mind whether you want to be a lineman or not.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And go ahead, Blaise.
No, you go ahead.
In truth, a lot of them that come out, you can look at them and go, "There's no way they're going to make it." If I'm being honest, there's no way they're going to make it, and the small few make it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with Joe. And once they do get in and they want to pursue that career, the best advice I could give anyone is put your best foot forward, show initiative, ask questions. Even if you think they're silly, ask them. Once you show the more senior linemen that you're willing to put your best foot forward and you're going to ask questions and you want to learn, they'll take all the time in the world to show you the ropes. And they'll basically take you under their wing. Don't pick up bad habits. It's a sad fact that we do have folks that practice bad habits. They're all throughout the industry, not just here. Don't pick those habits up. It could get you in real trouble down the road.
Yeah, that's
Great point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I mean, that's what worries me about the young people coming in. Making sure that the seasoned linemen provide a good example for them to follow.
Yep.
Sure.
100%.
Because they are young and they don't really, I don't think they, may not really understand how dangerous the work is.
Right.
We reinstated the groundman program, so
Yeah.
hopefully that's helping, because it gives the individual an opportunity to see if they would like to do this work. as well as give us the opportunity to evaluate them for that year-long period.
I think that's a great idea.
It is. It's a nice interim period.
Sure.
And we've had a lot of success too the last 2 years with the a internship program
high
through the
schoolers.
high schools.
Yeah.
And the 5 individuals that we've hired out of that are just amazing young men.
They're good kids.
Yes.
They are.
They're good
Yes.
kids. Yep. And they got great attitudes for the ones that I've seen. Got great attitudes. They work hard, like Blaise said. They're showing initiative. They're getting in the trenches. They're asking good questions. That carries weight in this industry.
Yeah.
And they're going to look out for those guys and make sure that they teach them well and that they learn well.
We I was down in Southern Region last year when we had the two guys down there, and I was down there for shift change, and Ron Derby introduced me to the one of the interns, and I talked to him for a little bit, and he said he had to leave because he had to go back to school. He said, "I don't want to. I just want to stay here."
Right?
So, well, I mean, we ended up hiring him, so hopefully it's working out.
Yep.
But
Yeah, both those guys are great.
I've talked to them, every time I've talked to him, we had Aaron on the podcast,
Yeah.
and he was just so nice. and
Smiling. He's always smiling.
Always.
Yeah, and he's running to do stuff. That
And
kid is he's ready to go.
When we did the lineman podcast, the other lineman watched as we were,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, 'cause-
that was great.
and he just talked about how great they've been to him
Right.
and, mentoring him and teaching him and
Right.
That's
Nice.
how
Yeah.
appreciative he was. So,
Sure.
Well, and that's what's unique about line work, right? I mean, the fact that you can come in the door and you're not going away for 4 years to get trained. I mean, you're getting trained here, and you're getting trained by seasoned linemen who you're working with, who depend on you in a life-threatening environment.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a very unique way of
Right.
bringing folks into the workforce. So, credit to you all for the work you do and keeping everyone safe. That's an amazing deal.
What role do you guys play in the apprentice training, as from a safety perspective?
Well, Jason has been in contact with us frequently to help augment their program at times, whether it's training on our thumper, which is a primary fault-finding device that we use.
I knew what that was.
Did you?
yeah. I know.
But and other things like forklift training and so forth, we assist them with that. Flagger training.
Yep.
Joe, you've done that.
Yep. Yeah, we help them in any way we can, and also we do a lot of observations on the young guys. And I was just happened to see Sonja the other day. I got a call from the JATC and they asked me to come over because they were doing an evaluation, and I guess they wanted just another set of eyes. And I came over there and did an observation. So it's good I see most of these kids out in the field. It's good to see them out here also getting a lot of training, and it's a good learning environment for the guys.
I think
Because they're learning in a safe,
Right.
de-energized environment.
True.
If you're going to mess up, that's the place to mess up and learn from your mistakes.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this? I guess there's like virtual reality training module for
Yeah.
linemen.
Yes.
Do you have thoughts about that? Is that a good thing or bad thing? I mean,
It can be a good thing, I guess. Honestly, you're going to learn more out in the field.
Right.
I hate to say it, but it's more trial by fire. So it's really imperative that our chiefs and our servicemen take the time to train these younger linemen. You can learn a lot out here in the yard, but as Joe will tell you, everything you see out in the field, even though most people think it's just repetitious, there's always a certain caveat that may be different from job to job. And especially during storm work, which is very dangerous, there is a lot on our chief's shoulders to keep everybody on that job site safe, as well as the public. And that is, will you agree, that is the place that
Sure.
you learn most of your line work is during storm work.
Outages in general, because everything's always different. It's nighttime, it's raining, it's snowing out there. You're dodging cars, the environment, you name it, in the middle of the woods. You learn a lot of things on these outages, especially after hours. You learn a lot.
Yeah, and I would imagine that putting the VR headset on is maybe helpful, but it's not like the real world.
Right.
No, it's nothing like the real world.
And a lot of these young people, they're hands-on kind of people. That's how they learn. That's how they want to learn.
Yeah.
So hands-on out in our training yard is to me the best place for these guys to learn and to excel, because they're doing it. They're doing it with their buddies. They're forming a bond with their group. They're going to be able to look out for each other, and there's always that little kind of competition in your own group to see who's going to be, you're the star and you're the guy on the bottom. Everyone wants to be the guy at the top. So you build that bond with your group and you look out for each other. So it's a great place to learn, and honestly, it's right here, and anybody can come out and take a look at them. It's a good thing to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I go out there occasionally when they're out there. Just interesting to watch.
Right.
But I think it's probably just like, even if you go to not just college, but like high school, you learn certain things in school,
Sure.
but then you go to apply those things, and it's nothing like what you learned in school. So
Exactly.
it
just takes hands-on experience.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Even from an accounting perspective, because I have a degree in accounting, I learned all this stuff in college, but then you go to work and it's totally different.
Right. The real world.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, Sonja, I mean, we've done a number of these podcasts, and I mean, having one like this where we can, provide such vivid examples for members of the public and our membership and the viewers at home to kind of take to heart is a real value, I think. And having two gentlemen with 30 plus years experience in the field, being there, kind of shows the caliber of people we have here at the co-op, and kind of what makes us all proud. So I just want to say thank you both for being here.
Thank
you. Thank you for
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Yeah, and just providing that education to those folks who are taking watching us online. So
Well, even our guys are trying to better themselves. So talk to us about what you just went through.
So we, in the safety department, we're just trying to further our education. So we just finished up with certified utility safety professional certificate that I got, which is kind of one of the highest accolades for someone in our profession. So going through that was since February, trying to get prepared for that. So knock on something, just passed that, and my transmission and distribution endorsement. So that's a certification. And for now, I have some letters behind my name for the first time in my life. Not that I care about the letters behind my name, but I actually have some letters behind my name now. So it's a good thing, and we're all going to try to get that same certification in the safety department.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
great.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
You. Thank you.
He told me the same thing about having letters behind his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time. Yep.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before we let you go? Or
I think I'm good.
yeah.
So I just did a little before we got here. So I guess we should give everybody a number to call. So do you see a down power line?
Good idea.
Yes, please.
Obviously you can call 911, but I just looked this up, and it's if you guys need to call, it's 888-440-3311. That takes you right to SMECO, and you can report an outage or a down power line right there.
Great.
So that's an important thing to know, who to call. Yep.
Maybe we can put that on the screen in the episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it up. so
Yeah.
people
I
can-
thought about that. It would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah. Other than that, it was a good time. Thanks for having us.
No, thank you. Thank you
Very
both
good.
for
Thanks,
taking
guys.
time on your Friday afternoon to come in here.
That's okay.
Hope you have a good weekend.
Yep.
Thank you. You as well.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks.
guys. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Yes.